guys, Ash here, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. Sending some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need them out there today. Welcome. If you're brand new to the game here, I am Ash. I have two Raid Shadow Legends YouTube channels, and they're both fairly mediocre, but we have a lot of fun doing it, right? Today, as part of our Raid 101 series here, I thought it would be great to just kind of review all of the new account promo codes. Now, you can only use one of these promo codes for every new account that you create. If you're anything like me, I actually recommended this. I created a second account that I never really play back in the day, probably around like 3 years ago now. And all I've done on that account is I used the download link, right? I used a new player promo code, and then all I've done since then is log on to claim all the free legendaries that they give away in this game. They typically give away like 3, sometimes 4 every single year. So now on that account, I have like whatever, 15 legendaries. I've never played the actual game. So, you know, maybe one of these days we'll dive into it. So in today's video, I want to give you all active new player promo codes, talk a little bit about my favorite picks and who I would recommend out of all of them if you are a brand new player or somebody looking to start a second account yourself. Speaking of new player download links, Plarium gives me and other creators the opportunity to request our own download links. I'm a little biased, but I think mine is the best out there. It's simple, but it's incredibly effective. So you can use a download link and a promo code to be clear, right? Only one promo code, only one download link. Mine gives you Eleanor, who gives you an HP burn. She gives you poisons and poison combustion, as well as 2, in my opinion, of the very best epics in the entire game. In Tagore, increased speed, big heals, AoE revive, a lot more too, and one of the best debuffers in Ugo. She gives a decreased defense, a block buffs, and some more heals and debuff removal. So between these 3 champions, you're going to be on a great start out the gate. All right, let's talk about everybody else that we have. All right, so I want to give a massive shout out to the best website in the biz. This is hellhades.com. I'm going to have a link to this page. That way you guys can bookmark it, not just this tool or this article, but they update every new promo code that's released inside the game. They add it to their promo codes page, which I will have linked for you guys in the show notes below, as well as a bunch of new player guides. They have an offer calculator as well, where you can literally go to the shop. If you are compelled to spend in this game, you can go to your shop and you can actually evaluate all of the offers and see if there are good deals or bad deals. So they have a billion tools. They have even premium tools, and I could cover the whole entire website maybe another day. Anyway, let's talk about these new player promo codes. What do we have here? So I'm not going to go over every single champion. Maybe I'll quickly just go down the list and I'll point out, you know what I'll do? I'm going to go down the list and I'm going to grade every champion without talking about them in depth on a 1 to 10. How about that? Taragi the Frog is an epic Shadowkin, really good ally protector and poisoner. Solid option, I'll give him a 7. Allure, one of the best control champions in the game. She's really nasty with that A1. Although I would say I think there's better options here. I'll give her also a 7. Aboro. Aboro is, and these are the codes right here, right? Aboro is pretty good in areas, but she's fairly niche. She's like good with like a Mikage, and she gets better in the end game. I wouldn't recommend her as the best option for new accounts. Cormac the High Peak, I would pass. So Aboro, I'll give a 6, Cormac a 3. Luria's not awful, but there's better options. Luria has a freeze and a block revive. You also can see the rest of what you get here too, but I think the champion is the main feature that you want to concentrate on. So Luria, I will give maybe a 6. Apothecary. Apothecary is very good. He's definitely a rare that everybody should be going for 100% when you start a new account. But honestly, he's a rare champion. You can pull him fairly easily, after a certain amount of time. Some RNG obviously factors in. You can pull him from Ancient Shards, but you can also pull him from Mystery Shards. I got my Apothecary from a Mystery Shard. He's got the increased speed, the heals. I don't think he's worth the promo code, even though, he's like an 8 for a rare champion especially. Knight Errant, I think, is trash nowadays. I'll give him a 2. Shinaru, I think, is pretty trashy. 2. Sun Wukong, Monkey King. This is still active at the time of this recording. Sun Wukong is going to be the best. Do I want to say this? Because some good ones here. Let me just scroll down. I'm going to say he's definitely one of the 2 best offensive weapons that you can get as a new player. Personally, I put him as a top 3 overall option for you guys. Okay, sorry, my hat is like coming off. All right. Sun Wukong is a beast. Staff of Wonder is one of the harder hitting abilities out there in the game, and it has surplus damage. You can wipe everybody, you can steal their buffs, and he has this insane passive where he just keeps coming back to life, right? So Sun Wukong is one of the big three. So Monkey King is a strong consideration to be the promo code that you use for a new account. Get Loki gives you another legendary champion, Loki the Deceiver. I like Loki the Deceiver a lot, but I don't like him as much as some of the other options that we have here. So Get Loki is solid. Sun Wukong, I'll give him a 9. Loki, maybe an 8. Lithia, not a huge fan. I'll give her a 5. Hoskarul is actually a really good champion. It's a shame that you can't use more than one of these codes, right? Because Hoskarul is a really interesting previous fusion epic champion in the game. He has an AoE stun. Where is he? Right in front of my face. Hoskarul, buddy, where are you? Oh, he's a barbarian. That'll do it there, Ash. That's why you can't find him, buddy. Really cool champion. An AoE stun, and he's defense-based. He's great, but better options. So Hoskarul will give and that's pest control. We'll give Hoskarul a whatever, 5, 7, 6. There we go. Mordecai, fire burn. Okay. Mordecai is a beast. Mordecai is absolutely a top 3 HP burner out of all epics in the game. He brings increased attack. He brings turn meter as well. Very, very good champion. Definitely you're going to need burners, but you're already using my download link to get Eleanor, so you already have a great irresistible burn on A1, which will help you out a lot. So Mordecai, anyway, is really solid champion, but not as good as some other options. So we're going to give Mordecai a 7. Rector Droth, that's Reviver promo code. Rector Droth is a great Reviver. She's the best Veil epic in the game. Perfect Veil and an elite healer and a Reviver. But you can also get her just through the Apprentice tournament inside the game, or the Apprentice path, rather, for new players. So we're going to pass on that. Halloween is one random chest. No champions. I'll pass on that. Mage out. Mausoleum Mage. Oof. Mausoleum Mage is a great support champion. Still to this day, he's one of the original champions in the game. So he's been in the game. He's 6 years old now, 7 years old almost. But increased defense and block debuffs on a 3-turn cooldown with a cleanse and heals. Really solid kit. He would be a strong contender, but there's better options. We'll give him an 8. Thylesia, solid damage dealer and decreased defense champion. But frankly, you're going to be farming for War Maiden if you're brand new to the game. You'll get War Maiden from campaign, okay? It's really important that you pick her up. There's a few champions. I actually have a whole video that'll link you guys, the best champions to get from the campaign as new players. But arguably number 1 is from the Dreadlands, and it's War Maiden. She has an AoE, decreased defense. Obviously, Thylesia being an epic is going to be better than War Maiden, but not by a ton. So we're going to go for War Maiden, and we're going to pass on Thylesia. Thylesia will give a 6. Myceliac Priest Ornn is a very interesting champion. He's a really good poisoner, so he could complement, if you're going for a Kale, for example, or something like that. That being said, again, just like a lot of the champions, he's not as good as some of the other options. He has instant activation of poisons, though, which is really compelling as a combo for Kale. So we'll give him a 7. Raid with Kaitis gives you Kaitis, who is an underwhelming and outdated epic champion. We'll give him a 4. Urtikata, kind of the same deal. Not that good. We'll give her a 4. Fenshi is good, but a very niche champion. He's a good Fire Knight champion, and you're really looking for all-around versatility here for your first champion that you're going to use a promo code on, and I don't think that Fenshi is going to be it, even though he's not terrible in specific areas, right? Melga Steel Girdle, Chug is the promo code. Melga is a decent Reviver, Dwarf, epic champion. That being said, you have Tagore. If you use the download link, and Tagore is going to be head and shoulders above or better than Melga. Melga obviously going to help you out in faction wars, more niche areas. She has a shield on her A2 and a revive on her A3, but we'll give her a 6. You can find better. Jingle Hunter, cool little old school champion, kind of Christmas themed, but he's more of a 5 champion. Hunt Master, though, gives you Stag Knight. Now, Stag Knight is an elite epic champion. I would say he's a top 20 for sure epic champion of the game, and for what he does, Stag Knight, he's arguably top 3 debuffers in, I think he is top 3, right? Decrease attack, decrease defense with a decreased speed on the A1. A very simple kit. He's fast, he's tanky, he's a beautiful champion. I give him a 9. Yeah, I'm really high on Stag Knight, but I think I'd go for a legendary because it's hard to get legendaries, and I would go for a legendary. Speaking of legendaries, mid-game top, Sigmund the High Shield. So here we go. This is another legendary option. I would probably rank him 4 overall behind Sun Wukong and the other 2 we haven't spoken about yet, right? That being said, Sigmund is a very interesting, a very compelling champion. I think he's underrated, but yeah, I think there's better options. He brings a shield and a strengthen on all allies. It's a great support, especially to start the game with. And then an AoE provoke on a 3-turn cooldown with a decreased attack. He's removing buffs on his A1. Oh, man. I gotta say, he's got a really good kit for support. Man, I could see some players going for Sigmund the High Shield, excuse me. I could see some players going for him, but he's outshined, but I think probably the number 1 choice, which we're going to talk about last. But if you want to go a little unorthodox, Sigmund is a very, very good legendary champion who will complement the other free champions that you get as a new player pretty well. That's mid-game top. Phenax and Talia for XOXO25. Phenax is one of the more capable and one of the more unique damage dealers out of any epics out there in the game. He has this really great ability. It's his basic ability. It's called Put Down, right? So right here, you can deny block revival on this A1. It's one of the better A1s. He's a companion champion with Talia, and Talia is a good damage dealer as well. So that's an elite damage dealing duo, 2 epic champions. But I think that Supreme Galek is going to be better. Supreme Galek is another top 5. He's a Void legendary, which is by far and away, he and the next one, Tuanarok, are going to be basically the hardest to get champions. So if you're just going, or if you're ranking scarcity as a major factor as to why you'd want to go for a certain champion on a new account, Tuanarok and Supreme Galek are going to be the best options there. And you really can't go wrong with either of these champions. I will say, though, that I would personally go with Tuanarok. That would be my choice. That being said, Supreme Galek, I'm sure, would be a lot of players' choices. Supreme Galek is if you want somebody who's going to help you out offensively all the way until the end game, right? Especially elite in areas like Hydra Clan Boss in the game, but really anywhere that you need a burn. He has burn activation, a decent amount of damage. He has this cool CC removal, so he can't be crowd controlled with his passive every 4 turns, right? Gives him an instant turn. He's got a lot going on, and a lot of burn and damage, basically, is what you're looking for. He also has an essential debuff in decreased speed and block buffs. That's what makes him elite for Hydra. So, Supreme Galek, a strong contender, and a Supreme 6 is the promo code. Then we have Desert Queen. Desert Queen, of course, with only 1 S, not Desert Queen, is going to be Tuanarok. Tuanarok, I think, would be my number 1 choice, right? You can just put her in speed gear. You can put her in perception gear. She's fairly easy to gear out, right? She has increased defense and increased speed, 2 essential buffs in this team for a lot of areas, or in this game for a lot of teams and areas, excuse me. She has a decreased attack and a block buffs, but a debuff spread as well. So you can place them on one target. If there's multiple targets, alive, she's going to go ahead and apply them to all of those targets, right? Well, I shouldn't say them, because it's 2 random debuffs. It's not guaranteed they're going to be decreased attack and block buffs, but she will spread 2 debuffs from the target to all other targets. Moreover, she has a decreased speed on her A1 with continuous heals on her A1. So now she's a healer, she's a buffer, and she's a debuffer with a debuff spread, but the best part of her kit, arguably, is the Invulnerable passive. It removes a random debuff from all allies at the start of each of her turns. So as soon as you can start accessing Relentless gear, you want to put Tuanarok, move her from the speed gear or the accuracy or perception, and put her in a 4-piece Relentless set. You get that from tournaments. So you can look at the tournaments that you're a part of in the early of the game and try to win one that has Relentless as a prize. And eventually you're going to get your hands on some good Relentless gear, or at least serviceable, and she'll start cleansing when she takes those extra turns, because Relentless sets gives you an 18% chance of taking another turn. When she gets another turn, you trigger that passive again. She's cleansing all of your allies and buffing them at the same time. She's a tremendous champion. I'm a huge fan. She's Void too. You can basically use her everywhere. The newest is Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer gives you Tholen Foulbeard. Now, Tholen was actually a recent fusion in the game, so it's very interesting that they're giving him out now for free for new players, right? So you're getting your hands on probably, I don't know, 4 fusions ago in this game. A lot of people who fused Tholen really like him. That being said, he's not an elite like S tier fusion, but maybe A tier, you know, especially those who are, let's see what the reviews say. I think this is like solid to say A tier, right? A lot of people really love this dude, and for good reason. He deals nice damage. He also brings his own increased attack, and then before attacking as well. So you're getting like extra damage before you go in with his hard-hitting abilities, which is very nice. He activates the Demon Breaker ability, which is his A1, every 5th turn he takes. So you're getting that extra damage in addition. He's a great damage dealer from the Dwarf faction. That being said, frankly, I'd still go Sun Wukong over him. I'd still go Supreme Galek over him, just a bit more versatility with those burns, decreased speed, etc. So my final tier list here would be number 1 is going to be, I would go for Tuana Rock with Desert Queen. Number 2, I personally would go for Sun Wukong with Monkey King. Number 3, I would go Supreme 6 for Supreme Galek. Number 4, I would go Demon Slayer for Tholen Foulbeard. And number 5, I would go with, actually, I take that back. Number 4, I would go for mid-game top with Sigmund the High Shield. And number 5, I think, as much as I like Tholen, I think I would actually go with Stag Knight 5, Huntmaster. So there it is, guys. Those are all the active new player promo codes, along with the download link. You're going to be well on your way to a great start in Raid Shadow Legends if you take any of my recommendations. But frankly, just make sure you take somebody, right, at the end of the day, because free is free, and it's a rarity in this game. All right, thanks for watching. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.